This is Katrina Weir with Silver Creek Realty. I wanted to chat with you today about buying a home. So the first thing you need to do before I put you in my car and we start looking at properties in person is talk to a lender. So when you talk to a lender, we need to find out how much home you can afford, what your down payment's going to be, what type of loan you qualify, whether it's conventional or FHA. These are all things I need to know before we start looking at properties. Choosing a lender is critical to ensure the smoothness of a transaction. So to ensure that our transaction is going to be smooth, there's some questions you should ask your lender. The first one to ask is, hey, are you planning to be on vacation in the next 30 to 60 days during the time I'm doing this transaction? If the answer is yes, pause and maybe think about checking into another lender. We need that lender, the loan officer that you choose, we need them present the entire time of your transaction. There are all kinds of things that are happening behind the scenes from the time we write the contract to the time it actually closes. So we need your loan officer here during that time. It's a very important question. The next thing to ask is, does the closing date mean something to you? Seems silly, right? But it's not. It's really important for you to feel good that the loan officer understands that that closing date is critical. It affects so many people's lives. It's not just you. It's the person you're buying the house from and the house that they're buying. And there's movers scheduled and utilities scheduled to be changed. So that loan has got to close on time. So the follow-up question to make sure that they're not just giving you the yes ma'am answer is, great, what percentage of your loans fund and record on time? So the funding and recording is the term that we use for the actual closing. So once it's funded and then recorded at the assessor's office, it's officially closed. And that's when it becomes your new home. So find out what their percentile is for closing on time. This will help you make an educated decision if they're the right loan officer for you. Also check to make sure they have a local underwriter. So the underwriter is the person or team of people working for the loan officer behind the scenes. They're the ones that vet the application. They go through your taxes and your pay stubs. They verify your employment. They look at the appraisal to make sure everything is good. So if there's a problem, they're the ones that are going to find it. So you want that underwriter to be local. You want your loan officer to be able to walk to the back office and say, what's the problem and how can we fix it? If the underwriter is not local, it's not an easy fix, and you're dealing with somebody from some other state who doesn't get it. So critical piece to have a local underwriter. And if you're doing a VA loan, which I think are amazing loans, they're great loan program right now, make sure that your lender can actually do the VA loan in-house, because if they can't, then they have to send it out to a third party. So even if your loan officer is amazing and awesome, if that VA loan has to go to a third party, it's out of the amazing loan officer's hands. It's into the third party's hands, and now we've got no control. So make sure if you're doing a VA loan that your loan officer that you choose can do it in-house. So most importantly, make sure and have a conversation about communication. Will your loan officer communicate with you openly and honestly about your loan and conditions of your loan? You don't want somebody who's going to dance around maybe subjects that are a little tender or hard to talk about. You need the cold hard facts, and you need to know what you can do to fix it if it's a problem. So make sure that your loan officer understands that you need open and honest communication, and make sure and relay to that person exactly how you like to be communicated to, whether it's email or text message, or if you just like a good old-fashioned phone call. Let them know that's how you like to be communicated, and on what basis you like to, how often you want to be communicated to. And most importantly, make sure they understand that the realtor that you choose needs to be communicated with as well. The realtor's the glue. We're the ones holding all the parts and pieces together and communicating with the other agent, the seller, and you, and we're holding it all together. And we can't do that if we're not getting communication from the loan officer you choose. So make sure the loan officer knows that the realtor's part of your team, and we're all here to put it together and to get you into your new home with the smoothest and easiest way possible. So great questions to ask a lender, and always feel free to call me, and I would love to chat with you about purchasing a home in 2015.